Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have a Christmas in Tennessee. This is another one of those Lifetime movies that it's those Christmas romance things. We've been watching a lot of them, or I should say, I can't say that any of you have been doing it, but if it's your thing, go for it, do it. Watch along with me, and then listen to me as I deconstruct basically the same structure of each of these films. They are doing their best to differentiate make each story unique without just sort of photocopying with different actors. Sometimes, yes, there's a lot of actors, especially over in the Hallmark Channel, from what I understand, where they just use the same actors just in different scenarios, give them different names, start in different towns, end up at different towns, and they all fall in love with each other all over again. It's a multiverse, I think. I don't know. This is from 2018. It's an hour and 27 minutes long. It's 1 minute shorter than the average Lifetime movie. So there you go. That's one difference. What we have here is, yes, it's a romance. It's in a small town in Tennessee, a little bit outside of Nashville or so. There's a young woman named Allison, played by Rachel Boston, and she runs a bakery along with her mother, played by Patricia Richardson. You know who Patricia Richardson is? You ever watch Home Improvement? Yeah, Tim Allen's wife on Home Improvement. Yeah, mom. So she is, by the way, her IMDb picture doesn't look anything. She's got this flowing white hair. I don't know if this is new or if this is an older picture. I don't know, but she's got this platinum white blonde hair in her IMDb. It's kind of crazy. I didn't almost recognize her at first. But yeah, she's from Home Improvement and a few other things she's been in. But for the most part, everybody kind of got introduced to her through Home Improvement. So we got Allison and her mom Martha. They run a bakery with their little daughter Olivia, who is 10, 9. I have no idea. She's a kid, and she's actually a pretty good kid actress. She's got the certain level of enthusiasm, and she has decent line delivery, which is uncommon. I don't put my expectations for child actors very high when it comes to these films. I don't put the expectations for any of the actors really high for these films, but hey, you know what? I'm just saying, when you do these things, you're doing it. Get a paycheck, maybe have a pleasant working experience. I would hope. It's all about Christmas, so how can you not be happy and a little bit stressed at what you're doing? You might be shooting this in the middle of June, but hey, hopefully it feels a little bit like Christmas when you're making it. So, yeah, I mean, this is an industry in itself right now. It's to making these Christmas romance movies. It's a solid job for a lot of people. So nothing to be, poo-pooing. So what you get here is Allison's behind in her bills. She's trying to run this bakery in a little town in the middle of nowhere. I mean, even I think the mayor shows up occasionally and delivers the mail. So, and only brings her more bills. So, yeah, not always a fun situation for mom, but she also gets pulled into school regarding Olivia, and one of the teachers says, "Hey, we're just outside of Christmas here. All the kids were supposed to write something about what they want for Christmas." And Olivia, meaning well, she wants the best for her mom, not looking for something for herself. She says, "Hey, I want my mom not to worry about money anymore." And it gets published like in the school paper or something for preteens. I don't know. I guess the tween Gazette. I have no idea. But it would have been a thing that would have been kind of embarrassing to say, "Oh, how about please give mom money, buy her cookies or something." Mom was a little bit embarrassed, so she's gonna have a talk with Olivia, but something goes wrong. It's while it's well intentioned, it's sweet. That letter gets taken up by a gust of air and just disappears into the sky, never to be seen again. It's crazy. There's not even her hair's not even mussed. She's just standing there. It's not even a windy day, but it just takes it into the sky and it goes away. And later that day, or the day after, or something like that, I'm not even sure where we are in relation to Christmas at this point. It's usually always like 5 days or something, but jovial older woman comes in with white hair, red outfit, and she's bespectacled. Somebody you would think would look a lot like Mrs. Claus. Madame Claus, in fact, is what her credit is. And yeah, you've seen her before. It's Caroline Ray. Caroline Ray. She's not, raising a teenage witch or anything this time. She is Mrs. Claus. But is she? You don't know. But she promised she tries some cookies. She's like, I'm going to bring my husband back here. I think we want to sample all of them and maybe make some orders for a big party we're having. Is that all right? Sure. They come on back. And of course, Olivia, I'm telling you the entire story. I realize this. Olivia notices that's Santa Claus. That's Mrs. Claus in our store. Holy cow. And that causes her to write more. And she writes a new thing that gets entered into the paper at the last minute. And it's no longer a plead to Santa to not have my mom worry about money. It's more like, hey, Santa loves my mom's cookies. He was there. Him and Mrs. Claus were there. And they were just eating up all those cookies. And they loved them. And they ordered a bunch. And I think that's awesome. And everybody, of course, the kids are picking on her because she's still believes in Santa and she's a baby. And, well, it also stirs up some interest because it's a genuine, human story, human interest story, and it gets picked up. And by the way, I'm not even telling you the main story. I'm telling you the background story that sort of pulls things together and makes this a Christmas film. There's a lot of these movies that they make these romances, and they could have been set at any other time of the year, but they just sort of throw the Christmas backdrop into it, and change some of the lines, some of the situations, and have them hang out at a cocoa shop compared to the coffee shop, and it's suddenly Christmas. In this case, it's a big part of the story. So the main story has to do with the future of this small little town and its future, because when people in black coats show up in a black limo outside the door, somebody's there to make some money. And that's Matthew, played by Andrew Walker, and his assistant, where is she? Stephanie Morose plays Rebecca. I've seen her. I'm not sure where I've seen her before. I tried to look it up, but I don't know why I couldn't find it. But anyway, Matthew, his job is he gets harassed by his boss on the phone every so often and say, you got to close this deal. They want to turn this town, this small, quaint, beautiful, simple, cozy town. There's no Walmart probably until you get to Nashville, but it's just everybody they have a hardware shop, they have a bakery, they have all the little things you need for a small town. And Matthew's there to buy that small town out from under them. Why? Because they want to put in a ski resort, and his assistant, Rebecca, is really insistent. She doesn't really want to be there for the most part, so she wants to seal that deal and also get up further on the ladder, even if it means getting in the way of Matthew. And of course, Matthew immediately sees the very lovely Allison in the bakery or somewhere else where they first meet, and he just runs all the lines by her. He just basically just uses every line. They have a nice repartee. Allison is just naturally, Rachel Boston, she's just a naturally gorgeous woman. So yeah, he can't help but hit on her, and because she has that sort of, I don't know, down to earth look. She's not she's not all glamour model. I'm sure she'd look fine as a glamour model, but she looks like an average person who lives in the rural areas of Tennessee, but with no accent. By the way, nobody has an accent in the Rocky Hills of Tennessee. Yeah, Rocky Mountain, Tennessee. Nobody has that Tennessee accent. That is impossible. To be that far into Appalachia and not have that accent, it's It's unsettling. The only time I hear that accent is like when they're listening to the news, like a weather report or something. The person doing the reporting has the accent. So go figure. Anyway, of course the romance starts building. They have this back and forth. She doesn't like him because he makes it very clear right off the bat that, hey, we're here to buy this. Here's a pile of money. Here's a number on a card with my phone number on it to see if you want to have dinner, maybe, and also sell your town out. Why is she involved? Well, she and one other person were the direct descendants of the people who founded the town. And there's a special clause in the charter of the town or something that says that the only way, they just really thought about this, hundreds of years ago, the only way this could ever change hands or I don't know, be sold, like somebody's just going to sell a town outright, would be if somebody signed off. So one of the descendants of the original founders signed off. What they didn't clarify was that it had to be both signatures, so either one could do it. And while Allison's just like, no way, I'm not doing this. This is where I grew up. There's my daughter's growing up. I love it here. My family's here. Oh, by the way, just so you're aware, the Disney and romantic trope that is, it goes hard in this one. Her father is dead, which means that her mother's husband is dead. Olivia's father just left them, so she's a single mom raising a daughter. Thankfully, he's not dead. But Matt, we discover later on that why is he single and living in Miami and just being a consultant to buy towns in Tennessee to make ski resorts? Well, he had a girlfriend, but she died. So like there's just so much death in these things. There's more death than romance in these things. It's just that's the way it is. But anyway, they, of course, I'm not spoiling anything by telling you that after a little bit of struggle back and forth, some moments that bring them together, the fact that he's really good with Olivia, her daughter, that he has a really good connection with her. She's very like, oh, are you an FBI agent? You look very slick back and handsome. And yeah, Mom agrees, but begrudgingly, but, because he doesn't look like anybody who lives in their town. He's just dressed to the nines when she first sees him. And he's wearing a black coat, so he's just looks like an FBI agent or something. But yeah, he shows his soft side. He shows that he can really get along with Allison's daughter, treats her right, encourages her when she's being bullied by some other kids, and all the little steps that you take to form a romance, and also, at the risk of his own job, doesn't really cash in on trying to take the town away. And of course, certain things get in the way. Certain people start making these deals. Allison's ready to buy out the other guy's business so he can retire and see his grandkids more. The other guy, who's a descendant of the founders, he's an older guy, and he makes a good case for wanting to sign off and get the money. It's not just greed or anything else. He wants to see his family. He's getting up there. He says, I'm getting old. I am old. And I want to see my family, my grandkids more. They live near Nashville. I want to go there. And so Allison tries to make a deal with him to see if she can get him to not sign off. Things all go wrong. It starts snowing on Christmas Eve. They have got, by the way, the internet's gone crazy. They've got orders from around the world, even Japan, for people wanting the cookies that Santa loves. Yep, that story that her daughter wrote has gone viral. And people are just pouring into the store in this little small town, just buying up all the cookies and making orders. And it's just crazy. It's great. She's making money hand over fist, enough to be able to keep the bakery alive and thriving. But this town is about to be pulled out from under them. It's about to be sold. Also, Mom has a subplot, like a B plot, C plot, of her having kind of a begrudging romance with the mayor, who's been very friendly to her, and also she doesn't want to sing for the Christmas Eve thing, show, or whatever at church, but she does when their other singer soloist gets trapped in snow. Anyway, you got Patricia Richardson, who's easily the most famous person in this cast. You got to give her something more than a role other than Grandma. Grandma who shows up and gives wisdom and exposition. Yes, there's always at least 2 to 3 lines in the first 5 minutes of these films that basically just give the full exposition of how everybody's related to each other and what this town is all about. Just listen for it if you watch it. In the end, of course, hey, guess who's going to show up to get the cookies? Oh, on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day? Oh, well, Santa, the guy who looks like Santa, and Mrs. Claus show up. They come to pick up the cookies, and they also... Oh, I forgot to mention, you know that part where there's always a betrayal about 20 to 30 minutes before the end of the film? It happens a little bit later than it should, maybe about 15 to 18 minutes before. So there's a lot to make up. The deal's been closed. This town's going to be sold because Rebecca, and he he's basically going to get fired now, but he has to go see his mom in Vermont. There's snow coming down everywhere. He's never going to make it, but he gets picked up by this couple in a sleigh, and it all works out. And Christmas in Tennessee, love. Yes, I've told you the entire story for the most part, but it's the nuances, the how you get there that you'll understand. They do have a good chemistry. I did like the back and forth between them. It's not too overly cutesy. It's obvious, but it's not overly... Yeah, she stands up for herself, and she's not easily taken in by him, but she's also not belligerent. She stands her ground for the smooth talker. He's a smooth talker, but it's what he's kind of learned to do, and it's not technically who he is. And even if he is, it falls away pretty quick once he realizes he likes her. So, yeah. All right, so that is that movie. I've told you the whole thing. You don't have to watch it now, but you can. You should. It's one of the last few Lifetime Channel movies left on Disney+. What? Yeah, about halfway through the episode yesterday, if you watched that one, I'm sure all of you did, I went to check to see what was coming up next, and it wasn't this movie. Yesterday was the first time that I've ever done an episode in more than 2,200 episodes where I did not know what I was going to watch today. So this came out of nowhere because I had it on my list, and it was one of the last few Lifetime Channel movies that has not been taken off so far from Disney+. Because a bunch of the stuff that I'd watched previously, like over the last few weeks, they're not on Disney Plus anymore. You have to have Hulu. And there's at least 10 that I was going to be watching. There was going to be a total of 24 Lifetime Channel movies I was going to watch for this series for you, not for me. I was going to watch about 24. We came down to 14 now. We have one more after this. Not tomorrow, but we have only one more unless they take that away. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's just, I guess they only wanted to have them on Disney Plus for the first half of December, but not the last half. You have to get that Hulu separately or make a bundle in order to be able to watch all those Christmas movies as you get to Christmas Day. Just the way it is. But they left a few, and this is one of the last ones. And I've had to fill in. First of all, I was going to do the entire month of December as all Christmas stuff. Now I ran out of so much that I had to cut off at Christmas Day. Our last Christmas episode is going to be Christmas Day. And I found some other new things that I added to the list that I wasn't expecting. So yeah, it worked out. I'm redoing all the thumbnails. I've rearranged it, and I'm sort of alternating again between movies and specials and shorts and things like that. So it's worked out, but I'm going to have at least 6, obviously after Christmas Day, 6 more days of random choice things for 2025 before we hit 2026. So What are we watching tomorrow? Well, now that I've rearranged everything, tomorrow is going to be the premiere of Mickey and Minnie's Holiday Songs Christmas. So it's a series of 3 shorts, 3 songs, pretty easy, quick to watch. So that's what we're going to watch next. Mickey and Minnie's Holiday Songs Christmas, of course, on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.